Golden Bachelorette producers had huge request from Nancy Hulkower. Golden Bachelorette producers had a huge request for Nancy Hulkower recently. She opened up about it on a recent episode of Bachelor Happy Hour. She filled fans and Joe Amabile in on her big adventure. What is she talking about? Keep reading to find out more. Golden Bachelorette producers had a big request for Nancy Hulkower. Golden Bachelorette producers had a big request for Golden Bachelor alum Nancy Hulkower. Recently, Nancy appeared on the Bachelor Happy Hour podcast to talk about it all. When producers called her to ask her to come to Tahiti to talk to Joan Vassos, they asked her to wear a disguise. She said, "Okay, this was my favorite thing in the world." A producer said, "We'd like for you to come, and it's gonna be Sunday." Now again, this is Friday afternoon at 5 p.m. I thought he meant next Sunday. So I said, "Okay." And he said, "And you need to bring a dress, sort of tropical, but not too summery." Nancy went on to say that the producer noted a final request. She continued, and then he said, "And we have one last request. You need to be in disguise." So my daughter who's in college was home, and then I'm like, "Okay, I have a day and a half." I'm like, "Okay, Maggie, I need you to go to CVS." And I'm thinking, like, how can I be incognito? The producers told her it had to be a surprise, and they were all leaving for Tahiti on the same plane. So, she had to really be sneaky. Nancy described what she wore to the airport and on the flight. She wore a long ponytail, a black Psycho bunny hat with a hot pink bunny on it, a black face mask, black leggings, and an oversized surfer sweatshirt that had writing on the sleeves. She almost got caught. Nancy Hulkower went on to say that Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos almost caught her. Joan was standing only 12 feet from where she was at. She let everyone go in front of her, so that Joan would not notice her there. Nancy revealed it was such a rush because she wanted to do a good job, and it was important to her to deliver on her word and surprise Joan. Plus, it was really good to see her friend and be able to offer her some good advice. In the realm of reality television, where drama often reigns supreme and romance is a game of chance, the producers of The Golden Bachelorette found themselves facing a request that was as unexpected as it was heartfelt. The request came from none other than Nancy Hulkower, a vivacious 67-year-old who had become a beloved figure on the show, captivating audiences with her authenticity and spirited approach to love and life. The premise of The Golden Bachelorette was simple yet revolutionary: to give older singles a chance at love in a world that often overlooks them. With Nancy at the helm, the show had taken on a delightful energy, filled with laughter, deep conversations, and an unfiltered look at what dating looks like for those in their golden years. But as the season progressed, it became clear that Nancy's presence was more than just a highlight reel of romantic dates and comedic mishaps. She was a beacon of hope and empowerment. As the season drew closer to its climax, Nancy decided to approach the producers with a unique request that would change the course of the show. One fateful afternoon, she gathered her courage and sat down with the production team, her bright eyes sparkling with determination. She wanted to do something that had never been done before. She wished to invite not just potential suitors, but also her closest friends and family to participate in the final selection process. "Love isn't just about chemistry between two people," Nancy began, her voice steady but passionate. "It's about the connections we build with our loved ones. I want them to see who I am falling for, and I want their input. After all, they know me best." The producers, initially taken aback, found themselves intrigued. What if they allowed a selection of Nancy's inner circle to interact with the final contenders? It would add a layer of depth to the show, transforming the typical elimination rounds into a heartfelt gathering of families and friends. It would be a celebration of love, yes, but also of community and support. As word spread of Nancy's innovative idea, the excitement among the contestants grew. Each man, who had come to vie for Nancy's heart, felt a renewed sense of purpose. They weren't just there to impress Nancy. They were now also on a mission to win over her family and friends, each of whom held a significant piece of Nancy's heart. The day of the big reveal arrived, and the atmosphere was electric. Nancy's closest friends, a diverse group of wise and witty women, were gathered at a picturesque vineyard, the sun casting a warm golden hue over the rolling hills. The producers had set up an intimate setting, complete with twinkling fairy lights and cozy seating, creating an ambience that encouraged heartfelt conversations and laughter. As Nancy walked into the space, her heart raced with anticipation. She felt a rush of gratitude to the producers for accommodating her request, allowing her to share this moment with the people who meant the most to her. The men awaited her, each one displaying a mix of excitement and nerves, knowing they would soon be scrutinized not just by Nancy, but by her trusted circle. The first man to approach was Jack, a retired schoolteacher with a twinkle in his eye. He came prepared with stories about his adventures in teaching, sharing anecdotes that made Nancy's friends laugh and reminisce about their own youthful escapades. The warmth in the room was palpable, and Nancy could see her friends nodding along, clearly enjoying Jack's charming wit. Next up was Mark, a former chef who was passionate about culinary arts. He had brought along a homemade dish to share, and as he served it up, he engaged Nancy's friends in a lively discussion about their favorite recipes and cooking mishaps. His enthusiasm was contagious, and it wasn't long before Nancy found herself laughing heartily, her heart swelling with fondness for him. Throughout the afternoon, the atmosphere shifted from one of mere evaluation to a genuine celebration of connection. Nancy's friends, full of wisdom and insight, peppered the men with questions that ranged from lighthearted to deeply personal. They wanted to know how each man viewed love and companionship, their ideas about family, and their thoughts on the kind of life they could build with Nancy. As the sun dipped low on the horizon, casting an orange glow over the vineyard, the conversations deepened. Nancy found herself reflecting on the essence of love, how it intertwines with friendship, respect, and shared experiences. She realized that each interaction brought her closer to understanding who she truly wanted by her side in this new chapter of her life. As the evening wore on, the tension began to ebb, replaced by an atmosphere of camaraderie and laughter. Nancy's friends offered their insights, reminding her that while chemistry was important, compatibility, kindness, and shared values were paramount. Their perspectives enriched the experience, allowing Nancy to see her potential partners in a new light. Finally, the moment came for Nancy to make her choice. With her friends gathered around her, she felt a sense of peace wash over her. She had taken their thoughts to heart, but also listened to her own instincts. It was a delicate balance, one that honored the voices of those she cherished while also acknowledging her own desires. As she stood in front of the men, Nancy felt a sense of gratitude for this unique journey. She had not only explored the depths of her own heart, but had also woven her loved ones into the fabric of her decision-making process. It was a powerful reminder that love is not just about two people, it's about the community that surrounds them. With a smile that radiated warmth, Nancy made her choice, knowing that this decision would not just impact her life, but would also bring together the people she loved most. The producers of The Golden Bachelorette had not just captured another season. They had crafted a narrative that celebrated love in all its forms, intertwining the old with the new, the individual with the collective. And as the credits rolled on the final episode, viewers across the country were left with a lasting message. Love, in its truest sense, flourishes in the light of community. And sometimes, the best way to find your soulmate is to bring your loved ones along for the journey.